Hello and welcome to the StrongHer 30 for 30 challenge. In this training, I'm going to go over everything you need to know to get started, what to expect, and just make sure that we're off to a great start. So, covered in our training, I'll be talking about why consistency matters more than perfection. Get that in your mind. What we're going to be tracking every single day, and how to approach this challenge to get the best results. So, we'll start jumping right in. Why is this important? Most people don't struggle because they don't know what to do. They're struggling because they keep starting and stopping. They're trying to be perfect and then give up. They quit after just a few days of being off. So, what this challenge is about is it's about fixing all of that. Your results are not going to be coming from being perfect for all 30 days, although we want to challenge ourselves, right? We want to push for that for sure. But what they're really going to come from is showing up consistently. So that means even when you're not perfect. So this is a skill that we're building and it takes practice. So the main focus really is that consistency matters more than perfection. And I want you to really, really take that into your soul and into your heart throughout this challenge because nobody's going to get through this thing perfectly. You are not expected to hit everything every single day. That's the goal. We all want to do that. We don't want to give ourselves excuses, right? And let ourselves off the hook for no reason. But you're going to have days where you might miss a workout. Your nutrition maybe isn't the best. Maybe you're super busy or low energy, or you're traveling, or you're sick, or whatever it is. That is normal life. What matters is what you do next. So the goal, you don't keep restarting, right? That means I give up, I'll restart next week. We don't wait until Monday. We don't quit altogether. If you're having a rough day, a rough streak of days, you keep going. So, really that's going to be what is going to matter the most of the time that you put in, right? It's what creates the results. So each day we'll be tracking several things, and this is just for reinforcement of the habits. Checking the boxes really does help people to stay on track. And so here is the goals. We're going to be paying attention to those core habits for the next 30 days, trying to hit them every single day if possible, as often as possible. They're simple on purpose. We aren't doing anything too extreme or elaborate. There's not like crazy meal plans or, really unattainable things in this. We keep it simple because we want it to be repeatable. And the repeatable part, what you do most often, is what is going to give you the results. So our first thing that we're tracking is your daily movement. Daily movement is simple, right? Your goal is to intentionally move your body for 30 days or 30 minutes every day for 30 days. That can include taking a walk. It can include doing your workout. It really is anything that gets you moving. So maybe it's that you're outside doing chores, you're, playing at the park with a family, you go golfing, whatever it is, it's intentional movement. So this doesn't count as like you're walking around the office. Or you're walking from your car to the grocery store. This is something that you're intentionally doing in addition to your normal daily life. Don't overthink it. Walking is the most easy. And, if you have to, you can split it too. If you don't have the full 30 minutes of time that you can block out, get 10 minutes. Come back, do another 5 minutes later. Don't be so caught up on the 30-minute part of it that you miss the overall purpose, which is intentionally moving our body. So this is also not about intense cardio. Yes, you can do cardio if you like that, if you want to do it, if you want to take a run, you want to ride the bike, whatever, you can count that towards this daily movement, but it's not required. This is about increasing our daily activity level, which is going to be one of the biggest drivers for fat loss and overall health. So, if you're only working out like during your workout time, and then you're staying sedentary the rest of the day, you're really missing that important piece, which is that intentional movement of like getting up and moving your body more often. Daily movement, that's a non-negotiable. It should be for a lifetime. So if you build this habit over the next 30 days, keep it going after that. It will help you get results and maintain them, which is super important. The second piece that we'll be tracking is strength training. We're going to shoot for a minimum of 3 per week. I've put together workouts with the help of Jody. We have in the gym workouts and then also an at-home version. You can pick either one, doesn't matter. And they have a warm-up, the strength training, and then a cool down built into the workouts. If you are an existing client and you already have a customized fitness plan, you can stick with your original plan. But these are thrown in there for anybody that wants to get started but doesn't have a training plan. This is how we're going to build our muscle, create a toned look, and increase metabolism. Strength training for women is so, so important. But it's also important in how you perform this. So it's not about just going through the motions and getting it over with as fast as possible. As you're doing your strength training, you should be challenged. So, that's picking weights and training intensity that is a challenge for you. I'm not going to pick your weights for you. You have to be able to take your own body and feel how that feels, and choose something that is a challenge. Also progressing whenever possible. So we'll be doing this for a month, which means each week as you repeat the workouts, you should think about, okay, what can I do to build strength, to do a little bit more, to progress, so that I'm not just repeating the same thing over and over again. That progression is where the results are going to come from. Also, don't get locked into the mindset that you need to stick with those light weights forever. If you are being consistent, your body is going to grow and strengthen and change. And with that means that your weights are going to change also. So you might stick with, start with the little weights in the beginning, but don't be afraid to try something a little bit heavier as you go through the weeks and your strength improves. That is where you're going to build the muscle, and that's what's going to give your body the shape, toned look that we want. Strength training, honestly, is a non-optional part of fitness if you really want to see change in the way your body looks. It's also amazing for longevity too. So even if you're not focused on the aesthetics of what you look like, you should be focused on your ability to be strong and move and be independent throughout your lifetime. Our third thing that we're going to be tracking is protein intake. So our goal is to hit 30 grams minimum in the morning. So you're going to start your day with 30 grams of protein. This is going to help stabilize your blood sugar, reduce your cravings later in the day, support building muscle and recovery. And if you're somebody who skips breakfast, goes all morning and doesn't eat until 2 o'clock, I'm going to really encourage you to change that habit for these 30 days and take note of how you feel and how much easier it is to stay stable with energy, reduce those cravings, and then also increase your protein. Now, if you want to be a superstar, I highly recommend aiming for including protein in every single meal. Getting enough protein for women, it's very, very important for your metabolism, for your satiety, like how hungry you are, for building and maintaining muscle. And most women are under eating their protein. So starting the day off strong with 30 grams is a great way to kick off the day and make it easier to hit your protein goal throughout the rest of the day. And it's going to get your results more quickly. Number 4, the fourth thing we're going to be tracking is recovery. And this honestly is the hardest one for a lot of people. 30 minutes, yes, that is part of the plan. Your goal is to have 30 minutes per day to recover and reduce stress, right? So this is a low stress movement. I have some ideas here of what that type of movement can be like for you. It can be taking a walk outside. Getting out in nature is a very, very helpful stress reducer. And it's different than walking on the treadmill. So if you can get outside, do it. Stretching, like just paying attention to working on that mobility, yoga is basically a method of working on stretching and mobility that is easy to flow through the different poses. So those are all on there. Other things you can do is breath work or meditation. It's just sitting still, focusing on breathing, calming your nervous system. We also totally recommend things like sauna and red light therapy. It can also just be intentionally like slowing down, taking a moment to chill out. So with that, I don't mean like sitting and watching Netflix. It needs to be more intentional about bringing peace to yourself, reducing stress, and, taking time for that. Now, because this is honestly, it's hard for people to do this and make this a priority. So, you can split it up also, just like with our daily movement. You can do 10 minutes at one point, do 10 minutes later, 10 minutes at the end of the day. And I'll be sharing some different ideas on how to work that into your lifestyle and your life so that you can do what is really, really important, especially for women, which is manage that stress level. High stress means it's harder to lose body fat. Your energy is going to be crashing, your sleep's affected, hormones, and really it hurts your long-term consistency. So, really what we need is not more stress. You need more balance. And so making this recovery piece a really important part of the process is highly recommended. Last one is hydration. You're going to be focusing on drinking consistently enough of water. So I'm not setting like a number for you specifically, it's individualized. Think about half of what your body weight is. That's what you should be drinking daily in ounces. Now, in the app, there's a place where you can track your water intake. You'll need to change the settings in that so that it's on ounces if that's what you prefer. It starts in milliliters. But as you go through the day, be intentional about drinking enough water. It's going to help with energy, hunger, digestion, your performance. And it's one of those basic habits that we often overlook or we let slip. And it really does make a difference in how you're feeling and how you're performing daily. So this is how we're going to approach the challenge. Keep it simple. We don't need to overcomplicate this. We don't need to add in a bunch of extra stuff. We don't need to be perfect, right? What you need to do is show up, put in the effort every single day, hit your habits as often as possible. We'll be tracking those in the app so they're easy to see your consistency. And that consistency is what's most important. We want to stay consistent. If you mess up, get right back on track. Next opportunity, you're going for it. And the final reminder, this is not really about being perfect for 30 days. It's about becoming the person who shows up, follows through, and keeps on going no matter what. That's how you're going to get those results that last. So let's get started.